Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your main man, Professor Omni here, the Footed Professor. I'm back. Oh, it's been a ride. It has been a big, big ride. Um, Late last year, my pops passed away. Rest in peace, pops. Um, yeah, nothing to do with Corona. He had a heart attack. So yeah. Um, like I told you guys before, energy can't be destroyed. It can only be transformed and changed. So that's what has happened. Um, Obviously, since the last Rona um, video I put up, also where I was talking about five bodies and stuff as well, um, a lot of people have passed away. A lot of people have left this plane of vibration, uh, and yeah, it's saddening for sure. On one side, I also think it's also a form of freedom and release, and it's change. Change is inevitable. Change is a constant. Yeah, like even now talking about change, like I've got rid of my flat and I've moved in with my missus. We've got a new place. So I'm showing you the bike that I've been working on recently. You can have a quick look at that. Sorry, it's closing there as well. But yeah, yeah. What was I saying? This is the boiler room after all. But yeah, so yeah, we've moved in together. It's going quite well. It's challenging, obviously, as you can imagine. Like she's got three children, I've got one, so there's four altogether, and we've got like three pets as well together. So there's a family of nine, I suppose there is. So yeah, well no, wait, yeah, roundabouts, yeah. So yeah, it's pretty interesting so far. Uh, I did want to talk about a few things. Obviously recently we've had this Meghan Markle and Prince Harry thing. We've also had uh, the police, some police officer, ex-police officer now, who killed a lady. Not sure why. I'm not sure if you've done anything more, but you know that he killed her. So that's happened. Just a lot has happened, and I also said this. I was actually going over my video that I put about the BLM, like Black Lives Matter thing, all that stuff. I remember at that time my nan passed as well, rest in peace, my nan. But yeah, so sorry, I covered my mouth. Yeah, what I was saying is it's basically a lot has happened. I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about life and about loss. So shouts out to everyone who's out there who's had loss during this time. We've been pretty much in this pandemic a year, just over a year now. And during that time, you can see a lot of things have happened. Some globally good things, I would say. Good measures have been taken and made, and I would say a lot of negative capitalist mindsets have grown, and also their actions have also grown as well, and have been elevated. Like, for instance, since the pandemic has started, a lot of these massive corporations and stuff have actually made a lot of money. Like, I don't know if it's billions or trillions or millions, but they've made a lot of money since this pandemic has happened. Also, with the vaccines and stuff like that that's going around, there's quite a few different types of vaccines and whatnot. Some are working, some are having side effects on people. As far as I'm aware, from what I've heard and studied a little bit, because I'm not like a freaking master at none of this or nothing, but from what I've seen, this thing is like a cocktail. This virus is like a cocktail of many different viruses, like 5 top surface layers, like MERS, whatever the case may be, other things. But yeah, there's that. Yeah, It's just a lot going on, man. And even like to do with this whole thing, like I've spoken to you guys about this before, about the term racism and racist, and it's something that's been used over and over and over again, and I'm really getting fed up of it, and I really want it to be abolished, like the actual term racist and racism, because what it does is actually continues the separation of the nation of Earth, of the human race. We are one race. We are the human race. We're one species. We're the human species. I can sleep with any hue of female, woman, or whatever the case may be, and we will produce a perfectly healthy child that is a human child. And that shows you that we are all human. There's one race and we are the human race. Or how I say, we're one race and there's a human race. There's not one race, there's other races. But yeah, in terms of what we're talking about. And so we by saying, talking about the term racist and racism and stuff like that, we're actually separating and segregating and keeping this actual narrative and mindset alive, to be honest. And it's a very old construct and it's a very old mindset and narrative. And it needs to be gone. It needs to be abolished. That's number one, I would say. What else was I going to say to you guys? I think number two would be, again, down to this evolution thing. You know me and evolution. I'm very against their main structure of what they're saying about evolution. And also gravity as well. Like, I'm a big no-knower on gravity and them using it as a main word, like words like racism, words like gravity, words like evolution, things like that. It's not very specific to what is actually going on, and because of that, there's just not the right energy. We're not on the correct track, if that makes sense, energetic track. We're close to it, but we're not on it, which isn't very good. There's no benefit in that. We need to actually be on track and on point with what we're doing and with life. So I would say there definitely is prejudiced. I'm not going to say racism or nothing like that. There's definitely prejudiced in the royal family. Everyone's spoke up about it before anyway. And if you actually look back, which is funny because they shouldn't really be like this, because if you actually look back at the Queen's history and her lineage, she actually comes from a mixed national queen by birthright. Or marriage, sorry, not birthright. But I think it's one of I can't remember. One king married a person of mixed nationality, so she was half quotation black and half quotation white. Yeah, and so the queen has either Afro-Caribbean or whatever in her. She's got that in her, and they know it. They're keeping it secret, obviously, but they know this, and it's a fact, and you can check it out. I'm not going to do the research for you guys. You can do it yourself, because it's 2021, and it's a new day, and we're in the age of everyone needs to start getting up off their butts and doing shit. Excuse my French. But yeah, so basically, there's that. America's got a new president. Well, obviously, since then, I think Trump wasn't involved in it at that time. America's got a new president, Joe Biden. Obviously, you guys know this already because it's been a while. So, he got elected. I think it was earlier this year. I can't remember. Too much things have happened. Yeah. Working on the motor, by the way. I don't know if you guys can see down there. That's just like, yeah, it's just the basic version. I've got the magnets here. Big boy magnets in there. There's another one over there. You've got to keep them separate, obviously, because freaking strong. They come with a warning sign, as you can imagine, because they're neodymium and they are freaking strong. They're super magnets. These ones are 81 kg each. So you can imagine 2 times 81 kg is 162 kg of pollen. That's a lot of pollen. But yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, so yeah, you've got all of this craziness going on, and I just get fed up of the terms and the use of words, because words do have power, as you can see. Like, we need to stop demonizing black men or young black men or whatever the case may be, and we do need to put in systems in place where, well, only get someone if they're actually doing something bad. Like, don't get them just because they fit a profile, because that's not fair. You're demonizing someone. You're demonizing a whole, a whole ethnic group, which isn't good. because then you will be classed as a prejudiced, or as this world keeps on calling it, a racist, which is really annoying, like I said to you before. Also, another flubbing term I want to abolish, I would love to abolish it and see abolished, is the term people of colour. It's really, really frustrating to hear the words people of colour. That's also another way of keeping this stuff going on. Everybody's got colour. Everybody's got a hue. When supposed white people or Caucasians would say people of colour, or supposed black people, or Afro-Caribbeans, or Africans, or whatever the case may be, will say people of colour as well. And then you got the Asian group as well, the supposed browns, even though I'm brown as well, would say, people of colour as well. And I think to myself, everybody's got colour. Like, nobody is transparent, no one's see-through. So when we're saying people of colour, we're actually including everybody. So what's the point in using the term? The term doesn't make any sense. It doesn't fit the narrative of what we're trying to do here. So saying people of colour also keeps this stuff going on. And that's my views on that, yeah. Supposedly, apparently, we're meant to be having a disclosure, and a countdown to disclosure. I think it's meant to be happening in November something, 21st, or something like that. It was 180 days or whatever, I can't remember, something like that. A countdown to disclosure of UFO tech, or UFO whatever, knowledge and awareness. And this happened during the pandemic as well. So they slipped it in there. And they should also, I think it was Washington, I think it was the Pentagon or whatever, they released a short video. That's an old video. Most people who know about this kind of stuff have seen this video years ago. It's about the Tic Tac craft flying at a decent speed above the surface of the water, and then they I don't know if it's a pilot or if it's the people from the radar towers and stuff, but they track it eventually. It probably is a pilot or something like that anyway, but they track it and they finally clock onto it, and then they catch its speed and stuff, and I was really surprised, and whatever the case may be, by its speed. And there's been a few of them. Also, on top of that, there's also some technology coming out from Russia, which I saw on I don't know if it was Mind's Eye Design, but shouts out to them, or another one, I can't remember. But basically, yeah, they're releasing a Tic Tac vehicle that can fly without, like conventional propulsion methods, and it's pretty interesting to see that things are starting to kick off. Also, on top of that, so remember I told you that my pups passed. Because of that, obviously, family would start to get, how it is, everyone knows how it is, like, your family will start to, not necessarily show an interest, but they'll try and get in contact with you and stuff like that, to see how you're doing, and, just to get kind of like a scoop on what's happening kind of thing, because it's obviously shocking news to lose someone in the family, so, or someone you love. Well, not lose them, just for them to not be here anymore, basically, in physicality, but what was I saying? Yeah, so do you guys remember me telling you about, in one of my previous videos, I'm pretty sure I told you about the time when I saw a grey? Yes, actually one of my earlier videos, when I was talking about when I saw a grey. So obviously I told you also as well that I've got missus and my missus and stuff like that. I actually explained to her and told her about this situation that happened. Telling her as well, yeah, they make it seem like it feels like a dream, but it's way too real because you have proper memory of it, and like the memory, like you have, what would be the word? There's probably a better word for this, but physical memory of it. And you can feel it's an actual trauma that you've been through and that you've actually experienced, basically, to prove that it's real, prove it's genuineness or whatever. And so I went to my sister's house. My mum was there and everything was there, was crying, everyone was there, like, it was all like, what's the word? It was all like congregating, like consoling and just like giving each other comfort and stuff. Then when I was going, I went back to my parents' house, or my mum's house now, and then my cousins, and my auntie came round, or they were there already. I can't remember if they were there already, but they came round to pay their respects and stuff as well. And my cousin is one of the cousins that was actually there when this thing happened. And I thought all this time that she wouldn't actually even remember it. I thought that, okay, she's probably not going to remember this thing at all, what happened. So, and like I said, I told my missus about this previously, yeah, before we got there, and this was like maybe like I don't know, sometime before we got there. Anyway, I've told her about this story. So then, and still, obviously, this has been years, like probably like I don't know how many decades, probably almost three because I'm almost 37. So this happened when I was young. I don't know. It's near to. It's like maybe 2.5 decades. So it's about around about 25 ish or more years ago. Yeah. But I still remember it to this day. And I've drew it quite a few times as well from different perspectives, slightly varied perspectives, but the same story. But the stories have never changed. So I've always told the story the same, basically, because it happened, you know. But basically, what happened was is that when we went to my mum's house, uh, my like I said, my cousins and stuff were there, and like I said, I told my missus about what's happened, like in the past kind of thing, and I brought it up. I brought it up to test and see the legitimacy of this, and if I could have like backed up proof by my cousin if she would actually remember it, which I didn't think she would, and she did. So I was explaining. I goes, yeah, do you remember that time when? And she goes, oh yeah, there was something. There was that duppy. She called it a duppy in it. There was a duppy in the room, and she called my nan and stuff, and I started to remember more things. Like, oh yeah, I remember. So it ends up actually being a real event. So the whole reason why I'm saying this kind of thing, obviously to give you guys an update, but also to let you know from my own personal experience that I've actually seen extraterrestrial life. It's coming to my freaking house, and not just me, my cousin as well, and obviously my brother and thingy. But I don't know if they remember it, because my cousin was my younger cousin, Tevin is Daniel's younger brother, so he was young and he was little boy kind of thing. We was all young, but he was young, and then obviously my slightly older brother Stephen. So he was slightly older, but who knows what happened to him? I mean, I don't know, because like I said, they make it seem like the technology they use. They make it seem, because I can't remember anything after falling behind the guy. After he looked at me in that way, kind of thing. I don't remember anything after that. What do you call it? But yeah, we just don't know what the flub they did. They used some kind of technology to like make it seem like a dream or something. But yeah, it's really interesting to find out that was actually real, like have solid proof, because someone else years later has remembered it, but remembers it slightly different, like it was a doppy, all right. So a doppy would be like a demon, or that kind of thing. So that's what she was seeing as. But I saw this great because obviously I was the closest one to it. Yeah, it did look like a dark-ish sort of figure with this big round head and like a silhouette sort of thing. You can see outlines, but my eyesight's pretty good at night. I've trained them. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, and then obviously like moving here, this is where I'm pretty much in the countryside now. Sort of, yeah, pretty much like a countryside town sort of thing. It's very clear skies here, and you get to see the UFOs all the time, whether they be satellites, drones, like human drones, like Earth drones or whatever, or some other sort of thing we don't know. Then that's why they're classed as a UFO, because we just can't identify them because they're too far and they move. Right, the ones I see, people would know. Anyone who's clued up with these things, and shout out to third phase of moon as well. I definitely want to speak to you guys at one point about my experiences. If I don't know how you guys would see this, but maybe someone watching might be I don't know, on your channel or whatever. But anyway, I digress. So you guys would know that the way these things move is, let me see if I can try and get a good angle. The way these things move is they move like they're drunk, basically. It's the best way to describe it. They move like they're drunk. Those I question. Those I think to myself, are they using the magnetic push or pull of the Earth, because it's not the strongest magnetic pull. It's strong, obviously, but it's not massively strong. It's not as, like, I think even humans have a stronger Earth or stronger magnet in terms of like the strength, you know. And we've definitely got like a omniversal magnet, you know. We can pick up negatives, positives, and all the in betweens. Sorry, but yeah, it's just been very interesting recently. Yeah, I made this bike. I'm still making, obviously, but I am looking to start to make. Let me show you something. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I'm thinking of making this as a next project, and this might be the one that I actually start making, because I'm actually going to be looking to start the business soon. I've got a couple of people that they know they have their own up and running business and stuff like that, so they've dealt with business quite a while, and they also like bikes as well, one of them, so he deals with bikes as well. So his missus has a tattoo parlor and stuff, which is fantastic. And also there's my other boy that I've met up here as well, and he's got his own bike repair place as well, which is fantastic. So I'm just networking right now. Yeah, connecting some links and stuff. I'm gonna get these motors started for sure, and I'm gonna get that trike started. It's a reverse trike, by the way, guys, if you didn't know what you're seeing. Reverse trike, which means 2 wheels at the front, 1 wheel at the back. Back wheel obviously will be larger, front wheels will be smaller. I've got different versions of it, different designs. One with a new type of magnetic suspension, but then also the more basic one, which is the one I'm going to do, because I will use inflated tires as well, inflatable tires, and obviously the wheel that comes with it, so it will be able to take some shock like that naturally. Plus you'll have a obviously really cushioned seat on it anyway, so you can imagine it'll be fantastic anyway. But yeah, that is pretty much the update right now. You can see I've got my welders one there, my grinders one there. Here's the welder, obviously. Got my angle grinder. I've got all sorts of stuff in there, but right now I have to stack some clothes because we was doing some cleaning and what around the house and changing things up. So, but yeah, man, I love you guys, and it's good to be back on this you know, the Omniversal channel, because we are Omniversal, and I've missed you guys. I hope you guys have missed me too. I haven't forgot about you, trust me. It's just been going through a lot and processing a lot, as you can imagine. Like, a lot has happened. Yeah, you know, I don't want to share too much, but I will obviously share more later on, because it's a short video. So I've got that quass on my face. Is that quass? It might just be a hair, guys. I don't know. But yeah, I love you. At least I'm being very open and real with you guys. I'm just being me, man. I ain't got time for none of this nonsense, you know? The best way to be is be yourself. And if anyone else has got a problem with it, that's their business. Like, they got to deal with that. It's nothing to do with me. As long as I'm being a good person, or trying to be a good person, you know, making a conscious effort to be a conscious person, and a woke person, and an aware person, someone who uses empathy and love and care and kindness and thought, and slows the hell down, which is what we need to do as a species, then I think we're all good here. I love you guys. Yeah, so enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to upload this, and hopefully it gets some good likes and people watch it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification if it's there. If it's not, hook a brother up and let me know what the hell. I don't know. Peace.